Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to share with you the May Spellbinders Glimmer Kit. This is the Glimmer Kit for May, and it's this gorgeous frame that comes with a few other pieces. You also always get a roll of foil with your Glimmer subscription, so you always have foil to foil with. You get this really pretty frame. It's got this circle that die cuts the middle out, and you have a few more of these little flourishes and the die cut for those as well. So those little flourishes, after you foil them and die cut them out, here's what they look like. I've used some of that gold foil on some white cardstock. These are really pretty. You can put these around a frame, put them around a sentiment, add them to your large frame that you have there. Different things you can do with those, and they're really pretty. Here is that frame that I've already foiled out. It's so gorgeous. It fills up an A2 size card front panel. This little flourish here is actually part of that design. So it's the same design that's on the large frame, but you get that little flourish that you can then add in different areas and kind of, pretty up your card if you want to. I've also foiled this on some midnight blue cardstock from Brutus Monroe, and I've die cut that center out so you can see how you can make a frame with this. You could add a picture behind this, use this for a picture frame, use it to make a window card or something, put a little spinner card together. So many fun ideas with this die and glimmer set. I'm going to show you how you can use your negatives from your foil today to make two backgrounds. You can see I have the positive foiled background and the negative foiled background. This is easy to do. I love this technique because you get a lot more miles out of your foil. You don't have to throw away that negative piece. You can use it again and make another card. So I have my Platinum 6 here. I have my Glimmer hot foil system heating up. You just want to plug it in, turn it on. Once that platform light is green, that first light, put your glimmer plate on and then push the timer button. Now that's gonna time out how long your plate is on the platform. Let it heat up so that you get a good foiled impression. Now that that timer light is steady, I can layer on my foil and get ready to run this through my Platinum 6 so that I can foil this image into my card. Now, since I want to use my negative foil for another card base, I want to make sure it's slightly larger than an A2 size card so that it will cover the whole thing. So I did keep that in mind when I cut my piece of foil. But when you're foiling, you put your die down first, you let that heat up, not your die, your glimmer plate, excuse me. You let that heat up, you put your foil down, pretty side down, you put your cardstock, and then you make your sandwich the way your little booklet would instruct you to, which is just putting these plates on top. Pop it out of that heating element base and run it through your Platinum 6. It's that easy, and I always get really great results. You do want to be careful running it through, not to shift it around too much on your platform so that that glimmer plate doesn't move around. But I find that if you just slowly run it through your Platinum 6 once, you don't even have to go in reverse, you get a really great impression. You get a really great foil. And I've been loving this glimmer machine, and I've been doing so many fun things with it. So the best part of foiling is peeling off that foil and seeing what it looks like underneath. And this is just gorgeous. You have all of those intricate little designs, and they've all foiled beautifully, and you have that for a card now. It's almost a card all on its own. So here is that negative piece. I don't want to throw this away. I think it's so pretty. So I want to show you how I build a sandwich to make use that negative for another background. So the way I do this is I just take another piece of cardstock, I lay this negative foil piece over the top, kind of line it up, make sure it's centered, and you don't have to stress too much about it being centered. If you have a piece of cardstock that's a little bit bigger than this image, you can always trim it down to center it later. But I try to center it as best as I can. I flip it over, try to keep everything sort of in place, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape and tape it from behind to keep things in place. That's going to make it easy as you're putting it back onto your glimmer platform and building your sandwich. Now the trick to getting a really great foiled background with your negative pieces is you do want to add quite a few shims. You want to add some extra layers when you're putting it through your Platinum 6. Since you do not have that glimmer plate, you want more pressure, and the way you do that is just kind of load up on cardstock. So I'm bringing my glimmer platform back over. I'm laying a piece of cardstock down first, and that is so that you don't get any of that glimmer or any of that foil on anything else. I'm kind of making a sandwich with it between on my platform, if you can see. And then I'm also adding like 3 more layers of cardstock on top of this. So I have cardstock underneath, I've got my foil and my background, I've got cardstock on top, and then several other pieces of cardstock. After I did this piece, and you'll see I didn't quite foil perfectly, you might want to try to use cardstock that is very much bigger than your card base, and you'll see why in a minute. So just load up on the shims so to make sure you have enough pressure to press that foil into your card base since you don't have a glimmer die, and run it through your Platinum 6. You can see I'm kind of cranking it through there. It's got a lot of pressure going on, but that's what you want. And once I get this through here, I can show you then what happened on the bottom of my background and just kind of give you some pointers on that. So as long as you have enough pressure, you're gonna be you're gonna be fine with foiling that negative. But since I had those smaller pieces of paper in there, the one edge of my background kind of hung off the edge of them. They weren't lined up very well. So I got kind of a line where it didn't completely foil on the edge there. Now, you can always cut that down. You can trim it smaller. I actually used this piece behind that navy blue I showed you in the beginning and kind of use it as a layering piece. So you can definitely salvage pieces like this if they don't go perfectly. But if you get enough pressure, if you use enough shims, you can use those negative foil pieces and create another background. So you almost get 2 cards out of just that one glimmer, that one foil piece that you used. So here's those 2 backgrounds side by side so you can see. I wanted to show you this one as well. This is the first one I did. I did not use that cardstock underneath, and I got those grid lines from the platform. That's why you want to put a piece of cardstock down first and then your card base, so you don't get those grid lines pressed into your card base. Here is one that's how it's supposed to look. That is the perfect foil with that negative, and that's because I had everything lined up. I had all my cardstock in place, enough pressure, and it went well. So I hope this gives you some ideas on doing the positive and negative foiling. I hope I made sense. If you have any questions, post them down below. I love hearing from you guys. Otherwise, go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications, like, comment, share, and do all the things. Thanks so much for stopping by. I am in love with this glimmer machine, and I hope you will be too. And again, this is a look at the May Glimmer Kit. I think it's gorgeous. Stop over at my blog for more links, more descriptions, and photos, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!